Hey, all right, so this is the first webinar ever. Welcome to the first webinar ever. I'm your host, Kenyon Bryan. It's the first webinar. I've been getting told that I should be doing this and I should be doing that, do the radio, then do the webinar, do computers, then do the camera, do YouTube. Okay, all right, here it is. Okay, the first webinar ever. All right, it's the first webinar ever. I want to make sure you guys see what's going on in the first webinar. All right. So I had to make sure the audio is good. Check, 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 check. Audio should be crispy. The beat was damn near crispy. It was in my earphones. I could hear it right here. I don't even need the earphones to know that it sounds good because I set it up. You know what I'm saying? This is the first webinar ever. All right, so with some extra hype. So do the first webinar ever. So me and my boy, we were talking last night, just like we talk every other week, every other month, every other year. And he was telling me how fond of this particular software that he has gotten a hold of. And it was, of course, by the recommendation of who? The first webinar ever. So my boy was going to be headed to, he had a little trip about a month or so back. And he flew out to Texas to go meet with some producers and do a producer conference. And he had a Mac computer at home and he had a Windows laptop for business and for production, you know, because he wanted to use it for production while he was on the road. And he uses Logic. And it was going to be absolutely impossible for him to use Logic on a PC computer and produce how he may normally want to produce. And I don't use Logic to produce. So it was not going to work for him when he went out there to go meet with this producers conference. So he needed to make sure he had some software so he could, you know, make some bangers, do whatever he needs to do while he's out there, have the right software, the right equipment on his computer so he could work on his way there to while he's there, and then obviously on his way back, and then once he gets back home. And, you know, be able to go and exchange files and projects and stuff with whoever it is that he decides to work with moving forward. So anyway, so there was a recommendation by yours truly for him to look at a few particular softwares. We went through the list, Logic and, you know, Pro Tools were out of the question because he doesn't produce in Pro Tools and he was gonna not be able to produce in Logic on a Windows computer. So those were out. So Reasons was out also because he did not want to use the serial key from his dad to, you know, put on the particular laptop that he only wanted to use strictly with one program. Boom. So that was out. So we decided to go, or I decided to recommend that he look into Studio One. And to my surprise, about a month or so now that it's been since he, here, let me bring this back in. Since he has been back, just as of last month, he was raving about how good the software is. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to get access to this software. And that is what the first webinar is all about. That's why I'm so excited. All right. So it's a really, really good friend of mine that's using this software, and we were just talking about it last night. I downloaded the software. I've always had the software. I've never had to use it. I've always had Pro Tools since about 2005, so going on the last 13, 14 years. 15 years, even when I had the first free Pro Tools, I was saying Pro Tools before nobody even knew what Pro Tools was in my area, you know, amongst the people that I know. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this free software called Studio One. So I'm going to show you how to get a copy, a fully functioning version of this software without paying for it. And you don't got to go to one of them websites where you got to download the torrent or download the, you know, the mega file or the upload file or click here and put this, you know, caption in and put the subscription in. No, you can get the software for free from the original website. So let me show you how to do that. Okay. So we'll use Google, and let me go ahead and see if I can play this beat for you guys. A little Kendrick. I'll bring that back while I work. Here we go. Boom. Hey, doom, doom, doom. Hope y'all don't mind in the background. background. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just use our favorite friend. This is our friend. Never mind what it looks like and what it does and how much data it tracks. It is one of the best friends for you on the internet. You do all of your searching with it now anyways. When you type anything in your phone, it is pretty much linked to an Apple account or a Google account. Let's just be honest, okay? So let's go ahead and use our best friend, Google. And let's go ahead and type in Studio One. I already have it ready. Boom, Studio One free. Boom. Go ahead and do it like that. And let the beat rock on the first. All right, my bad. All right, so here it is. I already have it free right here, PreSonus.com. Let's get that Studio One 3 prime, hey, prime, hey, prime, hey, prime. So PreSonus has released Studio One 3 Prime, a free entry-level version. Okay, and it's powerful yet easy to use music recording and production software for Mac and the phony baloney Microsoft. Okay. All right, so anyways, let's just go ahead, and this is the requirement right here. Boom, it is available as a free download. Look at that. Hey, I'm gonna make it even readily accessible once I put it on talentedradio.com. But anyways, Studio One Prime is available as a free download. There's the link right there. And registered users of Studio One can update for free from their My PreSonus account. So once you go here, you click on that link, it's gonna make you create an account so you can download it. Oh, boom, 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 hey, boom, 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 hey, Studio One Prime, free. What? Okay, there's the pro version right there. Look how much that's $400. There's the artist version for $100, right? Those were the two versions that we saw earlier, but look at the Prime though, free. And you can just add it straight to your cart like this. And to check out, you have to register. That's the only thing. You have to register to check out. So, how many copies do you want? I only want one copy. I don't want to be greedy. Going to proceed to check out. There's no coupon needed. There's no shipping charge. There's no tax charge. If you don't have an account to sign into, then you need to create an account. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, first name, last name, country, I'm in the United States of America, not the Virgin Islands. And then let's put my email in. I think I'm using the wrong one. And then create a password that meets the standards. 2018. I think I did the wrong way. Let's see if that works. Nope, I don't want to receive any news offers. Let's see if that email takes. Okay, first name, last name, country, confirm email, confirm password, confirm reCAPTCHA. And then decide if you want news offerings or not, or special offers, and then create your account. So you have to create your account. Oh, the password's good. So here, let me retype that. I was probably typing too fast. Okay, let's redo that. Okay, rehit the capture. All right, create my account. All right, save. Your account has not been activated. All right, so I'll go ahead and activate this on my phone because I have my phone sitting right here. It's much easier for me to just activate it right here on my phone and click here's a copy of your login information. Oh yeah, account activation. So here, activate my account. So my account is activated. As you can see on my screen, I have a invoice number. So the purchase has been completed. It says, thank you for your purchase. It says I'm not subscribed. I do not want to subscribe. And it says that I can track my package and view my order. And my orders, here's the invoice. Let's go ahead and see if we can view that invoice real quick. So if you need this invoice for business purposes to show that, you know, you're invested into your music production business. My music production business is called Talented Radio. My website is called talentedradio.com. That's who this invoice is built to as of today. This is the product that I received. This is the supplier I received it from, and this is how many I received, and this is the cost. This is the cost of me doing business, okay? This is a piece of the cost, and I'm showing you how to get a piece of that cost at no charge. That's exactly what I'm showing you, right? So here's a support, here's the phone number, here is the company's address where you purchased it from. I didn't have to put any of that information in to purchase it. All I needed was a email address, a first name and a last name, and I just got a response back into my messaging group, talentedradio.com. So if you're interested, go ahead and email this guy right here, Keon at talentedradio.com. If you're interested in getting into our music messaging group, I got a dope music messaging group that's just opened up, and my boy Baki, who just hit me, just responded back to one of my questions. So anyways, let's go ahead and view our product. Let's go back to the previous tab. This was our invoice. If you need to save this, you can just use your Google Chrome and you can go to print. And you can print this as a PDF from your browser. I think you can do it from Safari or whatever browser as well. But if you're using Google Chrome specifically, if this is hooked to a printer, just click change and then click save as PDF. It'll always be there using Google Chrome. And then boom, here is a layout of your invoice. You can print that, you can save that to your desktop. I'll show you how to do that real quick. So you can simplify the page by clicking this button, and then it just be text if you want to print it out so it doesn't waste a bunch of ink, or you can keep it fancy and save it onto your desktop and then have all the background stuff, the pre-song, the header, the date, all that. And then just go ahead and save this. This was Studio One. So let's just go ahead and name it Studio One Invoice 2018. So head out to the desktop, and then that's taken care of. We can come back and organize that later. We can close this tab. Then we can go view our product, our purchased product at no charge. What? At no charge. Got it for free. The button do it big. The got it for free on the first webinar. Got the first webinar ever. The first webinar. It's the first webinar. It's the first webinar. It's the first webinar. It's the first webinar. Showing you how to get stuff for free for your music business, for any business. You can record anything with this particular software. It doesn't have to be music. You can make films. You can make webinars. You can just make your own sound and music and record for whatever. You can do a talk show. You can do a podcast. You can do multi-track recording. You can record your family. You can make CDs. You can do anything with this software. Okay. So let me close this out. And then I already clicked on view my product. So here's my product. And I'm going to have to blur this out so you guys can't see my cereal. So y'all can use my cereal. Use my cereal and eat my cereal. Eat my cereal. I'm getting dope on the first webinar. So you have 0 out of 5 activations. So that means you can use this product key 5 different times on 5 different systems. So if I have a desktop computer like I do right here, my iMac, and I have a laptop computer like I do right over here, that's 2 licenses. I can use this computer, or I can use 2 computers and 2 licenses, and I can still go to a friend of mine's house or set up a 3rd station just for production, or go to my buddy's house and say, hey, look, man, I know I come over here and I work with you, a few times out of the week or a few times out of the month, man, we need to be able to work in the software that I use at home. Hey, let me put my software on here. You can test it out, see if you like it. But when I come and bring my projects over here, I can work with you at your studio. So that way you'll always have access to the software, okay? And you can access it online or you can access it offline. A lot of the software nowadays is becoming accessible online to eliminate piracy and eliminate stealing and eliminate infringement rights on the software makers, and that's smart for them to do that. But that doesn't mean that the rules don't get broke. So anyways, this is a legit way. Now, all we have to do, if we have Mac, if we have Windows, we can go ahead and download the software itself, the Studio One software for the Mac OS. I'm going to go ahead and click my downloader right here. I'm going to move my video out the way so you can see that it's downloading. It's a 128 megabyte file. And I have pretty fast internet. I have the fastest that Spectrum offers. And that file will be here in 30 seconds. It's only 100 megabytes. But anyways, to activate your copy, enter the product, key in your email address. So for you to activate the software legally and theoretically to be able to use it on your computer, that's another requirement. You have to have that account set up. So that email address is going to be crucial that you signed up with to download the software. So in just a moment, we'll need that after the installation to actually run the software. And that's how the software makers get very, very smart, because they'll let you download it, install it, and get all the way up to the point where you get ready to use it. And without being able to put in the right combination of information, it will not be accessible. Yeah, that part. So that's why people come to me to make sure that when they go and before they go and do that, they consult with me to make sure that it works, because there's some compatibility issues and there's some registration and, activation issues. There could be, different things of that nature if you're using protected software without the right, registration and activation piece. So anyways, there's some more content to have access to here with the free Studio One software. So let's scroll down and look at that. So there is bundled sounds below that you can download in addition to the actual recording and multi-tracking software. And that's pretty amazing for Studio One to offer that in addition to a powerful recording program. So they're offering different versions of instruments. There's a first volume here. There's a second volume there. They're offering music loops and additional sound effects in some pretty serious package sizes. So this one's about a gig over here, the Prime Selection, and this one's a gig and a half, the Instrument Volume 2. Now the other two, Studio One Music Loops and the Volume 1, only range to about 320 some odd megabytes, but still that is over 3 gigabytes worth of free loops, music loops, instruments, multiple volumes, as well as loops, sounds, etc. On top of that, plus the recording software and all the different extensions that come with the software on its own. There's also some other extra downloads that are available. There's some related products, which mostly are videos right over here. But incorporating the software with your hardware is what's going to be key. Meaning that I'm using, some equipment right now that works with Pro Tools. It works with Reasons. It works with Logic. It works with, Ableton. It works with Fruity Loops. It works with YouTube. It works with Google Chrome. It works with Zoom. It works with every piece of application or software that I use on my computer. So it's imperative that my microphone, like right now, I was having issues with my microphone, coming into play so I can make the webinar. That's why I was so juiced when I was doing the first webinar ever, because the microphone that I wanted to use was right here. I didn't want to use the microphone that was built into the computer. So I have this microphone hooked to, a hardware interface with phantom power so I can control how good the sound, that's how sound comes in. And, I want to be in control of everything. This is the first webinar ever. Okay. So anyways, with that being said, that, is a particular thing that people are unaware of, music producers and just the computer user and technology user in general. They are completely unaware of the compatibility issues or concerns with the type of software that they want to run. So they don't realize that the software has to run with hardware. It's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's not a sandwich without and then the bread to sandwich it together. Okay, so without having the sandwich, you can still put the bread, the peanut butter on the bread, and then boom, and then put the jelly on and you can still eat it like that as well. So it's just all on how you serve it up. And I like to serve it up where it tastes very good. So anyways, that is extra. Now you see the mic, it sounds very good. My webinar sounds super clear. I got the boom, I got 2 screens accessible. I got some stuff on the screen y'all can't see. I could drag it on. Remember, I had this on, boom, I had the little video, boom, I could drag that off. I'm in complete control of the webinar. Okay, that's why I'm so excited, because this is my first webinar and I'm in complete control. Nothing has went wrong at all. This is unbelievable, because usually when I want to do something really, really serious, the first thing that goes wrong is some go wrong. So anyways, in addition to all of that, there's still some extra downloads. Studio One has a bunch of demos and tutorials to teach you how to use the dang program. What? They got what? They got huh? So in addition to the 3.5 gigs of additional sounds on top of the software itself to record for free with a real license that you can put on 5 different systems. Remember, this is your business. Okay, I want to produce here at my boy's house. I want to record at my house. I want to produce and record when I'm going to go. And I still got 2 extra licenses. That's dope. Okay, that's that's multitasking at its finest. That's how you are going to succeed running your business, is allowing yourself to be able to create in any environment, in any scene, at any location, at any time. All right. And anyways, there are some demos and some tutorials in addition that you can download. I'm going to download all of this on all of this fast connection that I have. Watch how fast it downloads. Thank goodness for Spectrum. Shout out to Spectrum. They hooked me up with a 400 megabyte download speed for the same price I was paying for 100. So I have 300 times the download speed. Now look at that. 6 minutes, 7 minutes. That 2 hours is going to jump as soon as the rest of the small stuff finishes. So these are the big ones, the 1.5 gig and the 1 gig, but that's going to download in just a heartbeat. And I'll have all of these files downloaded. Boom. I already downloaded that one. Here, I'll cancel that one. Boom. Including the additional demos and tutorials, and I'm downloading everything simultaneously because I'm just greedy like that, and I do my best not to be greedy. So anyways, there's some other miscellaneous stuff here. There's some release notes. There's some key commands, which might be important for us to go ahead and get. It would be very good to learn the shortcuts and the different ways to move around the software. It looks like I might have to wait on those downloads. I don't know how many I could do simultaneously, but anyways, that is pretty much it. The next tutorial will be on how to install the software with the serial key. All right, this is the first webinar ever. It took forever, so I don't know how I'm going to chop this up. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but this is the first webinar ever. Okay, so this is your host, Keon Bryant. What we did in this webinar, we talked a bunch about, a few little tips if y'all read between the lines. But everything worked correctly on the webinar. Studio One Prime, Studio One 4 Prime is free. It's a free software that anybody can get to record and manipulate and produce audio and music and voiceover tracks and sound effects and musical scores and talk shows and podcasts and editing and sampling and anything you can do with audio, you can manipulate. You can make movies, you can make commercials, you can make film, you can do anything with audio. And a visual isn't anything without audio. Now I'll go ahead and end it there. This has been the first webinar. The first webinar. The first webinar. The first webinar. This the first webinar ever. All right, man. Signing off, man. It's your boy, man. Keon Bryant, man, with the first webinar ever, man. Check me out, talentedradio.com. I'm going to continue bringing you brand new, free information, free content, all the music producers, all the artists, all the inspiring, creative people and beings out there, I will continue to bring you this free content. This was a huge one. You can start a business with this. If you are into anything audio, you can start a business with this. And a visual, once again, is nothing without audio. Holla.